Hi there, Richard Dick Coughlan 616. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Now in this video I'm going to be discussing a woman who is notorious for her anti-Muslim and Islamophobic rhetoric to a point that would actually make Geert Wilders blush, even though she has previously associated with him on many occasions. She's more familiar with being associated with Robert Spencer, a guy who runs a website called Jihad Watch. However, she does run her very own website and blog known as Atlas Shrugs 2000. Her name is Pamela Geller. Now, for those of you who are not too familiar with her, I'll give you a crash course in some of the wonderful things this woman has contributed to society. Other than running her blog, Atlas Shrugs, she is also responsible for many other conspiracy theories, some that she created, some that she just perpetuated, but mainly involving around Barack Obama and Muslims in general. First of all, here's a picture of Pamela Geller. Now, there are some deluded and highly sexually depraved people on the right wing who happen to find this woman attractive. Personally, I think she looks very similar to the storyteller from Tales of the Crypt. Nevertheless, I shall now present a montage of images of Pamela Geller accompanied with quotes and various things that she has said and suggested throughout the years.
The President of the United States is like a player that you want to bring in for particular plays.
I think the building came to us, which goes to show that there is a symbolism there.
In Islam, I don't think one can minimize the importance of symbolism. And this is one mother of a symbol.
Wake up, America!
What's happening here with this mosque is a continuation of the attack on all of us.
No mosque here!
So why not tell the truth about Obama and his strange sexual predilectations? My question is, it is well known that Obama allegedly was involved with a crack whore in his youth. Why aren't the media pushing that story? Find the hoe and give her a show. Back in the early 80s, there are only two reasons to travel to Pakistan: jihad and drugs. I think Obama went for the drugs and came back with the jihad. He did, after all, change his name to Barack Hussein Obama from Barry Soretto. Barack Hussein Obama Jr., Malcolm X, Barack Hussein Obama Sr., Barack Hussein Obama Sr., Tom Mboya and Philip Ochain all share similar common physical features of the Kenyan Luo tribe: modest stature, under 6 feet, round faces, small chins, wide set eyes, slanted back foreheads and retracted hairlines. None of these features are shared by Malcolm X and Barack Hussein Obama Jr. She's basically insinuating there that Barack Obama is a bastard child of Malcolm X. Why isn't CNN pursuing the nude pornographic photos of Obama's mum? Because no one wants to see that. We should have all seen this coming. Obama deceitfully hid his Muslim background and his agenda. Every decision, every move, every policy decision the president has made in regards to Israel has been the act of an anti-Semite. Some of her other wonderful ideas have included calling for the destruction of the Golden Dome, calling Barack Obama a jihadi who wants to promote Iran's nuclear program, claiming that Sharia Coke is taking over the world, and that it's defamation of Judaism and Christianity for Islam to include Moses and Jesus as prophets. She's called for the nuking of Medina, Mecca and Tehran. She's frequently promoted various white supremacists. She's claimed that all Muslims engage in bestiality, and she's claimed that Hitler and the Nazis only did what they did because they adopted jihad. So as you can see, this woman's got some interesting views and opinions. However, recently something's happened on her website that has shown her to be a little bit more obviously deceitful. And given the events of the past week and how they have affected her personally, this is a very, very, very interesting story. Back in 2007, on the Atlas Shrugs 2000 blog, Pamela Geller posted a copy of an email she had received from someone in Norway, who at the time had remained anonymous. If you go to her website now, and I'll leave a link below, this is how the email will appear on her website. I'll read it to you now. Well, yes, the situation is worsening, stepping up from 29,000 immigrants every year. In 2007, we'll be getting a total of 35,000 immigrants from Somalia, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan. The nation's capital is already 50% Muslim. Adding the 1.2 births per woman per year from Muslim women, there will be 300,000 plus Muslims out of the then 480,000 inhabitants of that city. Orders from Libya and Iran say that Oslo will be known as Medina at the latest in 2010. Although I can consider this a PR stunt, nevertheless, it is their plan. From Israel, the hordes clawing at the walls of Jerusalem proclaim cheerfully that next year there will be no more Israel. And I know Israel shrugs this off as I do, and will mount a strike during the summer against all of its enemies in the Middle East. This will make the Muslims worldwide go into a frenzy, attacking everyone around them. Before, I thought emigrating to Britain, Israel, USA, South Africa is for tax purposes and politics. But instead, although I believe we are the very last generation on earth before the return of God, I will stay and fight for the right of this country and indeed the entire peninsula, for the God-fearing people. It's far from impossible to achieve. After all, my people has done it every time before. Oslo and the southeast may fall easily, but there are other lines than state borders drawn across the country since long before there was even a single Muslim in the world. We are entering into a new golden age for my people. Never fear, Pamela. God is with you too in this coming time. Now, following the attacks in Oslo and the shootings on Utøya Island, there were many strong links made between Anders Breivik and Pamela Geller. There was even a rumour initially starting off that Anders Breivik blogged for Pamela Geller's Atlas Shrugs website under the name Fjordman, although this has been dismissed and there is no real evidence to prove that it's true. However, this email from 2007 was brought to a lot of people's attention recently. Why is this? Because this email from an anonymous man in Oslo who sounds very similar to Anders Breivik in his rhetoric and beliefs was actually edited. This is not how it appeared originally on the website. There was a line cut out there. Now, if you go into the below bar, you'll see a link to the Google cache that will show you what the original one looked like. And I've even got a screenshot I'm going to put up for you here. As you can see, the email is completely identical to the one that I've just read out, except for one line that appears in the middle. It says, "We are stockpiling and caching weapons, ammunition and equipment. This is going to happen fast." Pamela Geller has deleted this. She has taken that line out within the last week. I don't know whether she knows who this is from, but it does show that this was a big sign for her at the time, that maybe she could have reported this to the police, maybe she could have let people know that this was coming. Instead, she has decided now, in the wake of this disaster, to cover her tracks and her arse. But to be honest, Pamela, I would rather you shut your mouth and cover your face. And your face is the best argument for the burqa going. Sorry if I'm getting petty and personal there, but people like you really do make me sick. Now, Pamela Geller doesn't want you to know about this, but I know about it, and now I've let you know about it. So please make sure that you let everyone else know what you know, that I know, and that Pamela Geller doesn't want you to know. Richard the Dick Coughlin, 616. Good night. May God bless.